Hi Rakan Rimba. Today we're going to use the grid drawing method to draw masks. Ta-da! So you can leave it black and white or you can color it in, and make sure that when you follow the video, you follow all the steps to make sure that you get all the points correct and where the cutouts are going to be, because at the end of it, you're going to color it and then you will attach it together and fold it in these three parts. Okay, so follow the video and have fun. Bye. Okay, so now we're going to take white paper and fold it into half. Okay, you can check the edges, they look pretty good. Now let us start with drawing the grid. So I'm going to do a 3 centimeter by 3 centimeter grid. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and that's 21. I'm going to do that again at the bottom. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and that's 21. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a straight line from one dot to the next dot. So all the way across the white paper. I don't want you to press too hard when you're doing the line, because this is only a guide and you're going to erase it later. Okay, now it's not yet a grid because it's only lines. I'm going to draw, again I'm using my 3 by 3, right? So this is my center of my page, so I want to keep all my squares closer to the center. So I'm going to align that and I'm going to do again 3, 6, 9, 12, and that's 15. And 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, I'm gonna run my lines again. Again, it's very light. I'm not pressing too hard with my pencil. Okay, now I have a sample of what I want to draw. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this here. Okay, so I'm gonna look for points in the drawing that I want to replicate. So for instance, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw this big head outline. So I'm looking at the first grid, this grid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at where this line intersects with the grid. Okay, so I can see this is this square, this is this corner, and this is that grid. Yeah, and then I can see this bit here is there, this one here, there's actually a cross section of the grid here, right? So this is the second square and this is here, right? So I'm going to draw that here. This one is on the third square and between here and here, right? So between here to here, that's that line. Now this line on this grid is going to be about here. Further down, it's closer to this side. The next square, it's about there, and on the next square it hits the rim. On the next one it goes a little bit out, and on this one it is, I'm going to extend this line so that it makes a bit more sense to me. Yeah, so here was that one, and now this one is about here, I think, on this last grid, which is here. And then this one again, I'm gonna just extend this line so that I can see. Okay, so if that's there, then this one is in this box, and it is further up here, I think. And on this box, which is this bit here, it's like right in the middle. Okay, so now I've got that line right. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna turn my paper because it's comfortable this way. Okay, so we've kind of got that general outline. Now I want to keep going with the ear. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So now what I'm going to do here is I want to look at, in this grid, I want to go all the way up to the end of the tip of the ear, and I want to find this bit here, which is basically this intersection and here, right? So I'm just going to do that, and then I want to come here, which is down here and inside a little bit. So I'm just going to do that. So it's okay if it's rough, and then we can fill and erase. So we're just kind of giving it an outline. Okay, all right, so my ears are done. Now this cut here, I want us to remember that it goes into this, it cuts this whole square, yeah. Then it comes all the way down here, which is from there to about here. Okay, don't worry about that for now. It's just to mark it out, right? So now, what is another big feature that we have? The eye. So we want to plot out the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find again the grid. So this is 1, 2, 3 on the first line, 1, 2, 3 on the first line. So this is kind of where that is, that bit. And then the next box, which is this box, I need to come back down about here. It goes about that high. It rubs against this line. It comes as low as here, and then on this side it's somewhere there. So now I kind of got a rough outline. I'm just going to connect my dots. I tend to turn my paper because my hand position is comfortable. You can do whichever way you prefer. I sometimes go back on my lines a little bit. So it's always good to have an eraser nearby, and you can just adjust. Okay, right, so my eyeballs there. Now I need to make the eyelid. So this bulge here is sitting on this line, and then see, it's about the same thickness on the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to make a rough drawing, and then this one kind of goes all the way up, right? Okay, so this bit is going to be a bit tricky. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, this one it dips a little bit, yeah. We got it? We got it. Now, we're going to try to draw these 3 pieces, and I'm going to use my fingers. So see my 3 fingers? I'm going to put it about there. So this one you can agak-agak lah. No need to be so serious about it. Okay, so just generally draw a light outline. Doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry, you're going to erase some of this in a bit. Okay, so now I've got my stripes. My stripes look really fat. But what I can do is I can draw my stripes a lot thinner based on what I want. But I'm using that general guide to give me where I'm going. So I'm going to erase all the bits I don't want. And there you go. Now for these bits, haha, I use my hand too. I turned it around and I did this. So if you look at that, these bottom ones are long and the ones inside are short. So I'm going to do a short one here, a slightly longer one here, and a longer one, the longest one right down the bottom. Okay, so if you can see that. And these ones are not so thick like the first one, so I'm just going to draw that. Okay, it's more comfortable going downwards for me. Okay. Okay, so if you saw, I pivoted my hand and I just went back and forth. Okay, so now my tiger face is almost done, but I forgot his nose. Oh, okay, let's just measure out his nose. Look at that, it's on the second square. That's where the T is at. So it is here. It's almost to the bottom, which is here. And it's got a little bit of a bulb. Yeah, and it comes down. And it's got this bit here as well. Okay, so I drew these too long, so I don't have enough space. So I'm just going to erase it a little bit. And then see this bit here, it goes into the second square. It goes up here and it ends up there. And this one here is here. Okay, so I am just going to agak-agak. Okay, that looks about right. And then this is his nose, right? So we'll pull the nose from about here going down. So if it's not straight, you can always adjust it. Okay, yeah, so now I have these tips. If I don't like it, I can always erase it a little bit more and come back to that. Okay, remember you can always adjust. This is not final yet. Okay, so what am I missing? I've got the ears, I've got the cut, I've got the eyes, I've got the stripes, I've got the nose, I've got the lip. Oh, I'm missing these bits. So now we came here, that's done, and then we have to cut it inwards, right? And so there's 1 and 2. So let's do this one first. It is 1/3 way down, which is above this line, somewhere there. So it goes down, and then here, it's about here. That's about there. And so this one comes that way. And this one here on the second square, it is about here. And this one's a little bit higher. Something like that, right? So let's do that. Let's connect this with that guy. Bring this down. And this one is a straight line. Okay. So if it looks too flat, you can always make it rounded a bit. So I need to turn my paper. I like those lines, so I'm just going to keep the same line. I'm just going to keep it rounded Alright, so we've got the fringe of his chin, we've got that slit, we've got the ear, we've got the head. Okay, so if you want to adjust the ears a little bit, this is the time you adjust the ears. Okay, so I feel my ears are very straight, so I want them to be a bit rounded. So I'm going to adjust everything to make it a little bit rounded. Okay. Alright, so now that you've got this side done, you need to thicken your lines just a little bit without pressing it too much, okay? Okay, you're going to understand why in a little bit. Okay, so now we've only got half the kitty cat, half the tiger. Fold it backwards. And see, the drawing is on this side and this is the empty page, right? Okay, so I'm going to put it down this way. Now I'm just going to draw over my drawing so that I can transfer my lines to the other side. Okay, so what can I see? I can see this. You can see these lines. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna check if I can see the eyes properly. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna do his cheek stripes. Remember, I need to draw on the line that the image is on because I need to transfer the carbon that's in the line to the next line. I think this is about there. So because we're not using carbon paper, we're just using the carbon from our pencils, yeah? So this is the nose. I think I see that. A little bit of that. Okay. Do you guys think we got both sides? Ha! Can you see that? The outline? Okay. Now I can see my outline. I'm gonna start drawing that outline. Okay. The eye. Okay, so now once we've transferred the drawing onto this side, we want to make sure that we don't forget this center division. I just drew this in, and this has a line there. So this is, remember, this is the mount of the head. So yeah, so we want to draw a cut section there. Before we go on, we need to erase all our guidelines so that it's easier, because once we cut it out, it's very hard to hold the paper down. Okay, so let's erase all the grid lines. So I will go slowly, always one hand on the paper holding it down. Yeah, so you want to take away all the grid lines. That's why it's important to draw the grid lines soft and not press with your pencil. Okay. Okay, so I've erased a lot, so I'm just going to redraw this again. Okay, now the mouth, the bottom bit. Okay. Okay, so now that's there. Ooh, I need to erase this bit a bit more. Okay. So you can use either double-sided tape or glue stick, okay? One more thing we need to cut out is this bit here. So we're gonna cut out closer. Okay, so if you're gonna put glue, you're gonna put it on these ones, and if you're gonna put tape, you're gonna put it in the same space, okay? I'm gonna use tape because it's just easier to show it to you. I'm not even gonna use so much, so I'm gonna cut my tape into half. gonna take out my tape. Okay, so see this, you want to fold your paper forward and align that there. Fold your paper forward and align that right there. Okay, can you see that? It's got two pointy bits. Okay, so I'm going to cut a bit more tape. It's too big, so I'm going to cut it into half. Put that on that side. I'm going to take it out and so my mask is like that. So I've not cut out the eyes yet. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pinch this a little bit so that my scissors can go through. Sorry, let me just clear all the tape away. Now, I would do this very, very slowly. And if you need to ask for help, you can get your parents to help you to do this. Just cut all the way around. Okay, so that's it. So same thing. I'm gonna pinch it very carefully just in the middle and not crumple any other part of it. Now I'm gonna cut, oops. I'm gonna cut through that pinch. My scissors. And then I'm gonna put my scissors into the hole. And again, I'm just gonna cut around on the inside of that circle. Alright, I have tiger mask. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab two pieces of string or ribbon or anything, and I'm gonna attach it to somewhere close to the eye, because that's usually where our ears are, for us to hook the loop. So that's stapled on one side, and then on the other side I'm gonna staple another one. Okay, so I've got these two attached. Alright,